Hello, it's Big Man in the Woods. Welcome to a live Inner Shed vlog on a Saturday night. It's beautiful to be back here for a second night, second week. We were here last week doing first YouTube. Tonight, it's Big Man in the Woods, and I'm joined with a guest I've been longing to talk to for a long time. It's Scouter Stan, all the way from America. And if you're a fellow YouTuber, you might recognize Scouter Stan. He has his own YouTube channel all about American scouting as well. So Stan, let's just give us a brief kind of 30 seconds of who you are, what you do, that kind of thing.
Well, hi, everyone. My name is Scouter Stan. Stan Richards is my real name. And my YouTube channel is dedicated towards leaders and trying to inspire them to do all kinds of really cool stuff, awards and different things. Very similar to what Mark has here in Big Man in the Woods. It's a very similar thing, only it's in the States. And we do a lot of fun stuff. I started that channel with the knot tying video a long time ago. It was the very first knot tying video on YouTube. And it was amazing how that became viral. And that wasn't even a phrase back then. To give you an idea, it was a while back. And the 7 knots every scout should know. It's still on the channel. And I had to move it, so I lost over 500,000 views by moving the video. That was, I was quite upset about that for several days, but you know, everything has to change for the better. And that's what we did. So that's kind of where I started my YouTube journey, was with that video. And that was part of my ticket back when I was doing Wood Badge. So that's all a part of it. That's what all this stuff is. So I mean, we're universal on that. And there are so many similarities between scouting in the UK and scouting in the US. There are so many similar. Our core values are the same. They're literally handshaking the same. And because of that, I think we have that in common, but there's little tiny differences. What is it? Beaver Scouts? Am I saying that right? I don't know what the terminology is.
We've got squirrels coming soon as well.
Squirrels.
So that's even younger than beavers.
See, we had Cub Scouts. I was, as a youth, because of my family, I had a professional father that was a professional scouter. He did it for a living. So we were poor. We didn't know we were poor, but they don't pay that well because it is a charity. And we traveled around, my brother and I, and my father, all 3 of us are Eagle Scouts. We went through that whole process as youth. And when that was all going on, we had no idea what the different kinds of Cub Scouts were going through. In fact, the Cub Scouts started at wolf, and they would wolf, bear, and Weeblo, and so on. But nowadays we have tigers and lions, and so we have those that's actually part of the Cub Scout program now. So when I ended up, I did all my Eagle stuff. I went off to school and then traveled the world to, in a career, came back home, and my son wanted to join scouting. Thank you. And he got into it. He is an Eagle Scout also. Awesome. But during that process of going through Cub Scouts, I became a Cub Master. So I've actually seen Cubs come in and go through the entire process, from hiding behind mom all the way through to actually leading songs and being in the little puppet shows and all that stuff, and then getting that going into a troop, and then them taking over the troop and being senior patrol leader and becoming an Eagle Scout. So I've seen the entire process, which is just
this year actually has been my first to do that same thing as well, while having a beaver who went through the Cub Scouts, and now the term just finished. Now he got the Chief Scout Gold Award, so the highest, and it's awesome.
It is an awesome thing to see. And recently I had a young man. I do a lot of recruiting. I'm also with membership for our district, and I do a lot of recruiting. 7 years ago, I was at a high school, and one of the little things we do at their gym class is we show them how to use one of those spark sticks that makes all the sparks. And we created a little fire with a cotton ball. Of course, it's on a metal grill, so it's all safe and everything. But I showed it to this one scout. He couldn't do it, just kept going and going and going and getting frustrated. And I said, okay, here's the secret. You fluff it up, the little cotton ball, and then you hit it with just the tiniest little spark, and the whole thing ignites. And it literally did that for this student, and hit the spark in the spark. It landed almost theoretically in his mind that scouting was for him. He went through the entire scouting troop experience, became an Eagle Scout 2 years ago. And last week he turned 18 and finished the very last of all the merit badges. He actually has 137 merit badges.
Wow.
And Andrew is just one of those scouts. It's just, if you've ever seen 137 merit badges, they do these merit badge. Do they have that in England? Okay. No. They have these merit badge sashes, and they put their merit badges on, and they're extremely proud of them. He has 2 that are sewn together, and it literally is covered all the way around with merit badges. It's just amazing. Yeah. And to see Andrew do that was from the cotton ball with the spark all the way to Eagle Scout. Just amazing. And then to hit that mark of every merit badge, just an incredible feat.
So in England Scouts, we have them down our left arm.
Okay. I've seen a lot of videos where they have them on the sleeves. In the United States, we're allowed, if you're wearing a long sleeve shirt, which is rare in the South, if you're wearing a long sleeve shirt, they can put them on the sleeve up to 6. They can put up to 6 merit badges. After that, they have to go on a sash. I actually have an adult one. Adults don't get merit badges, but they're out there. Like duct tape merit badge, being able to repair things with duct tape, underwater merit badge. Yes.
A question for you. Is this young man coming back as a leader?
Yes. In fact, he has, not only is he so brilliant with scouting, he's actually a genius. Okay. He's very intelligent, and he has a full-blown scholarship to a very prestigious school that he's going to go to. So he's going to do what they call Scout Reach, which is something they do through college kids that are going from a troop to college. And he's going to stay involved. He's staying in as much as he possibly can. He comes from a very small troop. It was a very outreach troop. Bilingual troop. It was a Spanish-English troop, and through a Catholic church is actually the sponsor of that particular unit, and he's going to be working with them. So and that's what's so neat about scouting, is that it's there's so many different churches and places in the United States that sponsor these groups, but they don't put any of those requirements on those units. So that's what's wonderful. The troop has all different denominations in this troop. It's very mixed group. So, which is wonderful, and he wants to stay involved in that.
That's awesome. That's really good. Really good.
It's really neat. In fact, I do have my adult merit badge thing. It's not as full as Andrew's, but it's got a lot of fun ones on there, like finger carving merit badge. That's a little brutal there, but you can guess what that one is. Let's see, cat herding. That was a difficult one that I got. Fire, tent burning. That's also another one. So it's just, we do some fun things too. So.
But not on your uniform. Not allowed to put them on your uniform.
No, it has to be official. In fact, there's a photograph of Andrew up here. I don't know. He's over 18, so we could probably, I'd have to find it. But That's Andrew is.
It's
I'm
great, isn't
very
it?
proud of him. Oh my
So
gosh.
my assistant scout leader, Jack, had done the same thing. He was a Beaver Cub. I didn't know him as a Beaver Cub. I only knew him as a scout. Then he did my young leaders. Then he went off to university and stupidly stayed in touch with me. Then he came back to London after university, and I kind of was like, I need some leaders. Message him, and I thought, you know what, he's not going to stick it out. He'll only be here for 2 or 3 weeks, and then he'll find out that being a leader is tough. It's not as easy as being a scout. And what are we now? 4 years later, he's done it, and he's still committed. Yeah, it's super cool. In fact, he's in Tokyo. He's in the Olympics at the moment.
Wow.
Not competing.
Oh, okay.
He's part of the broadcasting team.
That's so neat. I mean, it's neat to bring back scouts. And, you know, that's the wonderful thing. We need to get more parents involved. And there's a movement here. I don't know if you have it in England, but it's called Alumni. And they're really trying to promote that nationally. And they're trying to get back into people's lives to say, hey, yeah, you were a scout. Why don't you get involved in a unit? Mm-hmm. That's something that we need to do. We need our former scouts to start stepping up and start getting involved in their unit. There are parents that just can't. There's no way. Between all the things going on in life, there are parents that really need that scouting influence in their family. And I'm a huge believer, as you are, of the Scout Oath and Scout Law, Scout Promise. I believe in those things, and I believe that with that, we could literally change the world, one scout at a time, just by instilling that in their minds and having parents, former scouts even, get involved, get them doing stuff. That's the key. That is the key.
And I won a little battle just the other week. The last term, I wanted to run a barbecue, but there was lots of things going on. We had the Chief Scout Gold Awards, 4 of those. We had a new volunteer that wanted to come down. It was just a really busy night, always on the last night. I'm not sure why. So I put a message out on the parents WhatsApp group. I need 2 people to run the barbecue. So all you got to do, flip burgers, hot dogs, not really difficult at all. 2 mums messaged me and went, my husband, they will come down on Thursday. I don't know if they were asked, but anyway. So 2 dads rocked up. I had everything ready, the altar fire there, the charcoal. I said, guys, I really can't help you. Everything is there. Everything that you need. I went inside, made a cuppa. And as I popped back out, they were like, Mark, we have a problem. I said, what's the problem? And they said, our barbecues are gas. We don't know how to do this charcoal thing. So, okay, this is how you do it. So anyway, the night went on, and, you know, awesome burgers and hot dogs, and food was great. And at the end of it, they said, Mark, we didn't know how much fun it is as an adult. You know, our sons come home and tell us it's good fun. Camping is great. We learned something. Maybe I don't know, some sort of new skill or something. But we didn't realize as an adult how much fun it can be. And I was like, yeah, of course. How do we sign up? I said, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then we want to be a leader. Okay, sign here. So 2 dads signed up, not to come every week, but to be occasional helpers, or maybe come at camp, just because they had a bit more of an insight on actually it's fun. And I think
they learned how to use charcoal. So
everyone learns. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the problems, isn't it? Is that as an adult, if you're not brought up in the scouting movement, like me, I was never in scout. I was a beaver for 2 weeks. I hated it. Apparently, I cried. But if you're an outsider, you don't know what Scouts all about, because it's all only about knots and camping. That's all we do in Scouts. That's all we do. So if you look in from the outside, that's all you see.
Yes. From the outside looking in, yes.
Yeah. And then you get involved and you think, actually, it's not that. You know, these guys are doing science experiments and, you know, learning plumbing techniques and how to do first aid. And, you know, those badges are so vast.
Yeah.
Then they realize actually it could be more fun for me than my son as the scout. And I think that's what we need to tap into, is trying to get those adults. And, you know, like we were saying before, we've both been lucky enough to talk to scouts around the world on Zoom during the lockdown. And I think talking to every leader, every country's having the same problem, is getting adult leaders and stuff. So
yeah,
it's just showing it fun, isn't it? It's not geeping.
It is. It's a lot of, I mean, that's the thing about getting parents involved. They don't have to be what we call scout facing. There's a lot of backstage stuff.
Exactly.
So there's a ton of that stuff that's going on. That's the really fun part about scouting. It's not just for the youth. It is for the parents.
And that's why I joined scouting, Stan.
Yeah.
One of the doctors I worked with at the hospital, I moved to London. I didn't know any adult friends, and she was saying, you know, her kids are joining scouts and go from there. And that's how I'm here. Like 14 years later, I'm still here. Joshua, just to answer your question, Big Man was, are you sure we only do camping and knots? Well, as scout leaders, we know that's not what we do, but from the outside, and I've talked to a lot of people because I'm doing a vlog about this, about what do the public see about scouting, and those two things, that's what comes up all the time.
Right.
Scouts is all about camping and knots.
That's what they see. That's a perception. And we need to get beyond that. We do a lot of outreach stuff. We do a lot of different things in the community too. That's universal. All scouts do that. And we need to get away from hiding that. We need to be more voiceable, you know, going out there and voicing that and actually saying, hey, we're doing this recycle drive for this, and we're doing this conservative project or something for the community. And that's something I've been trying to get across. This is my 5th season on Commissioner Weekly. So I put them into seasons because I take a break in between, and that just makes it a lot easier life-wise to fit in everything. And the beginning of that, I said, we need to get out there. We need to be in the parade. We need to show scouting is more than just camping and knots. That's something that we do. We do that, but we also do a lot more that they haven't a clue.
We know that, absolutely. And that's one of the big pushes in Scouts UK, particularly coming out of over COVID, is to put that out in Scout. So getting us out in the community where we get seen a lot more. So that's why my Scout troop were always in the park most weeks, running the whole session in the park. Whatever we're doing, just trying to get out and about, because there's people running in the park, walking dogs, and people just walking past going, oh wow, look, they're doing water rockets tonight. I didn't know Scouts did that. So yeah, it's just trying to change the perception that we have and show that scouting isn't, as he talks about, isn't all about badges.
Exactly. And
but it is.
I'm recommending that even the scout leaders, when the meeting is over, don't immediately take the uniform off. Just go home like you would normally. But if you have to stop at a grocery store and go in, I had an experience that I will never forget. I was devastated by it. I was actually in a convenience store. Our scouts were coming back from a hike, and I was ushering them out, cat herding, right? You know, that merit badge. I was getting them out of the store, getting them through the teller without disrupting the store's operation. It was a big troop. We had like 60 scouts on that hike. And there was a bunch of adult leaders. So I'm getting everybody out, and I get this tap on the back of my shoulder, and I hear, "Thank you for your service." And I turn around, and here is a Marine, a military Marine, thanking me for my service. And I'm thinking,
it's the other way around.
I turned around, I was thinking of thanking him, you know, but I didn't know who it was. So I turn around, and I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. I'm eye to eye with this Marine. And he's thanking me for it. He says, I went through scouting, I got my eagle, and I had to ship out like the next day. And I never thanked my scout leaders who helped me through that process. Here I am choked up. I can't even talk. Okay. So I put my hand out, and he puts out the other hand, because we shake with the other hand. scouting wise. It's kind of a test. So, so I tell you, it was something that just because he saw me in uniform, he had an opportunity to thank someone randomly for all the service that he was given. That was very meaningful. And that was something I talked about on the first show of this past season. And that was one of the things that we need that more. We need to be out there more so that people can see what we're doing and what we're about. Too often when you're hidden or hiding because you're not out there, people assume the worst things. And they go by the media, who's not our friend.
Yeah, no, exactly.
A lot of times, and it's not, and it's not the media's fault either, because I have scout leaders who are editors of newspapers. Okay, they're in the media, and they just plainly say, if it bleeds, it leads. So they're always looking at it negative. Yeah. So. This scout that I had that got 137 merit badges, I couldn't get any media coverage at all. Now, if the scout was disabled in some way or had some kind of hardship, then yes, they would cover it. But because he didn't, it was not even mentioned. So because if it bleeds, it leads. That's the way media. Yeah, and it's not their fault. That's just their business.
That's the business of the media, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, Stan. So Bear Grylls, we have Bear Grylls here in England, the chief scout, and now he's the chief World Scout Commissioner. I think he's got a big title that. Amazing. Do you have in America such a thing as a scout commissioner?
No. Well, we have commissioners, but the national commissioners, well, you have to understand a little bit about U.S. Scouting. Each unit belongs to a chartered organization. So it's a chartered system. I don't know how it's structured elsewhere, but in the United States, it's under a chartered system. Each chartered unit belongs to a district, which is part of a council. Mm-hmm. And that I'm in the Central Florida Council. From that's part of a region, the Southeast region, which reports to national. National is actually in Texas. It's where the national office is for scouting. There's a chief scout executive, and then he's got a whole bunch of national advisors and all that different stuff. We've had, 5 since I got back into adult scouting. I have youth scouting and adult scouting. When we've had 5 different ones. The current, we have a brand new one who started last week, and I can't remember his name. Oh. But I recognize him. I've seen him at some national events. So that's something that's kind of the structure. We don't have a chief scout. I believe the position was really created by Baden-Powell. Wasn't that the chief scout position that he kind of had that position? I meant to turn this off.
We'll let you off.
There we go. It's the blood bank. They want my blood. I'm a platelet donor, so they're always after me.
We want you.
But I believe that Baden-Powell actually started that whole position that Bear Grylls is doing. So I think that's where it kind of came from. But they don't have that here. And technically, the WAMU, this thing up here, the World Scouting thingy, I believe he's part of that. So because of that, we're under the in the U.S. we are under that auspice of the international group. So technically, he's part of it too. So we wouldn't have one to compete with him. How could you?
No, that's true.
I've seen him claw through some really dodgy bushes and stuff. So
And we all have.
on TV. He's pretty rough. So
Awesome.
But we do have some really unique things in the U.S.
What's your take on Bear Grylls then? Are you a fan of him?
I think he's okay. I think he's all right. I'm not political, so I don't go there, but I think he's okay. I think he'd be a good example for a lot of the things that he's been doing.
Yep.
It's in religious beliefs, we're all flawed. We're all sinners. So
yep.
when you go there, so we all have our dark sides, and everyone does. So, but I think he's doing just fine.
Awesome.
I like what he does. I love how I've seen some videos that they have put out that he was narrating that were awesome for scouting.
Yeah. He does. So. He does some amazing stuff. Question here coming up. Scouter-san, have you ever had any of your young people join the armed forces?
Oh my gosh, yes.
In your troop?
Oh yes. In fact, I was before we got started. We were talking about the kid that was hiding behind mom at sign-up night, joining Cub Scouts. That's real. I've seen that. Okay. That little one growing up through Cub Scouts and through to a troop and becoming an Eagle Scout. I've actually seen that happen. That particular scout is actually, I believe he's on a nuclear sub with the Navy, that very scout. So there's a lot of them that go into the military, go from scouting into the military. In the United States, if you get the Eagle, once you get out of boot camp, you are automatically pay raised one level automatically because you have an Eagle. So that's something that's kind of an incentive.
Awesome. Right, Scouter-stan, are you ready for a game?
Sure.
All right, here we go. This took me a long time to do this one.
Badge.
Name the badge game. All right. So I can promise you that Scouter-stan has no idea
what
I am talking about. Because guys, my IT skills aren't the best. I had it all nicely made up in a PowerPoint, and my computer decided it's not going to play it. So I've made it a different way. But we're going to play this Name the Badge game. And guys, if you're playing at home, you can play as well. But Scouter-stan has a disadvantage because he doesn't know any of the badges. Right, are you ready? Here we go. Yeah. This is the first one, Stan. What do you think this one is?
Oh, piece of cake.
Not a piece of cake. All right, I'll help you out. Is it a cookery badge, the quartermaster's badge, or the pioneering badge? Cookery badge, quartermaster's, or the pioneering badge?
I'm going to say it looks like a piece of cake. So I'm going to say culinary. So.
It is the quartermaster's activity badge. Of course, you would have known that.
They do? The quartermasters, do they eat a lot of cake?
Oh, look at that. Yeah, well done. Shannon got it right there. Beautiful. Well done, Shannon. Excellent. Right, the next one. Here we go. The next badge. This is a beaver badge. What would you say this one is?
I think it's it has to do something with those rockets.
Okay, so the rockets, right? Options are the space badge, recycling badge, or the builder activity badge.
I'm going to go with the space one.
Oh dear, it's not. This is the Beaver's building activity badge.
Oh, okay.
Of course,
right.
of course, yeah, of course you would have got that. Of course you would have. Okay, ready for the next one, Stan. Okay, how many people are getting it right? Beaver craft? No. Building activity. Beautiful. Yeah. Well done, Silver and Scouts. Excellent. Right. The next one is this one. Ooh, what is this one?
Wow.
Look at Stan's face. He is so confused. What is this? It's a scout badge. It is a scout badge. What is that going to be? Okay, so
you see the little raspberry thing at the bottom. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so we've got digital maker badge, the electrical badge, or the healthy eating badge.
I want to say the electrical thing, because I see the light bulb and the little circuitry stuff.
This is the digital maker badge with the pie representing the Raspberry Pi.
That makes sense.
Digital maker. Oh, look at these people knowing their badges. Beautiful. Well done.
Badges. It's awesome.
Excellent. Okay, now this one. What is this one, Stan? This is a Cub badge. Okay, so options are
marshmallow burning.
The options are the cookery badge, the s'more making level 2, or the backwards cooking badge. Cookery badge, s'more making level 2, or backwards cooking.
I think backwards cooking. Backwoods cooking. Yes. Yeah.
Backwards cooking. Well done, Shannon. Look at that. Well done. Build a snowman badge.
Got one. Awesome.
Build a snowman. We're getting there. We're getting there.
I still think that it should have flames. You know, the red background. That.
All right. Okay. Here we go. These are getting easier. Not. What the?
Treasurer.
The treasurer badge.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The treasurer badge. We've got options are the activity center services, pick a lock badge, or the keymaster badge.
Ooh.
Activity center, pick a lock, level 1, or the keymaster badge.
I don't know.
That might be a clue on your screen there, Stan.
Keymaster. Let me see what we got there. I'm getting hints from the audience here. Activity system. Okay.
This is the activity center services.
That makes sense. Because it's all locked up, right? It's got.
Okay. Well done. Excellent. Okay. Ready for this one? What is this one, Stan? Come on, Stan. This is
the
3 options.
It's the chili eating badge. It's what that is.
Love that word. I'll help you out, Scouter Stan. We've got the creative badge, the dragon boating, or the artist badge. Creative badge, dragon boating, or the artist badge.
I think that's creative. Very creative.
These scouts are knowing their answers. Look at this. It is the dragon boating. Dragon boating. You know dragon boating?
Boy, that is neat.
You know,
I love Cajun cooking, and that's usually what happens when you get a little too much Cajun spices. Yeah.
We got 3 more badges to go through, Scan. You're doing amazing. Well done.
I got 1.
You got 1. This one. What is this one? This is another scout badge. What is this one? Okay, so I'll help you out. Scouter Stan. We have got options. The options are there is the Royal Marines. They sponsor this badge. Is it the engineering badge, the snow sports, or the fencing badge?
I think it's snow sports.
Okay.
Because I see the skis.
Okay, snow sports.
Of course, it kind of goes around.
We've got a fencing one.
Ooh.
And we've got a show sport.
There's like a little basket at the end of the spear. You wouldn't have that on a fencing.
Okay. So. Show sports, snow sports. Yes, it is. Snow sports. Well done, guys. You're helping Scouter Stan. He's very happy. Right. Okay. 2 more to go. 2 more. Come on, Stan. Okay. You can do it. You can do this one. You can do this. I've got this one in you. This is a Cub badge.
Directions, I guess. What is this?
So 3 options. We've got the Navigator badge, level 2, the Team Leader Challenge, or the Orienteering badge.
I'm thinking orienteering, because isn't that a symbol that you use with stones on the ground to tell what direction you're heading if you're lost or on a path? I think that's what I remember. Something. No.
The answer. Well done, Shannon. Beautiful. This is the Team Leader Challenge, Cub Challenge badge. Oh, lovely. Excellent. Lots of people getting their answer. Excellent. Beautiful. Right. Last one, Stan. Last one, Scouter Stan. This one. Oh, this is a scout badge.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Answers. Three tips for you. This is the geocaching award, navigator level 2, or the orienteering badge.
Geocaching.
Anybody? Let's just see if anyone's got this answer. Scouter Stan is saying geocaching. Anybody? Anybody? You could run out of time. 3, 2. Not the navigator badge. She's done it. Ow, Shannon,
Awesome.
Silver and Scouts. They're on fire tonight.
Wow.
It was
geocaching. Yeah. You know, when that hit here in the US, the geocaching craze that went on, we were on canoe trips, and the scoutmaster at that time kept pulling over off the river to go and see these geocaches they were crossing.
Yeah,
it drove us nuts. I mean, it was
just trying to,
just to be involved with geocaching. So, yeah.
Okay, Scouter Stan, as you know, us English, particularly scout leaders, we love drinking tea.
Yeah.
What cup's down there? What have you got? What is that? Tea?
PG Tips, I believe, is the tea. Yeah.
You got PG Tips. Are you showing off? Beautiful. Lovely.
With a little milk in it. I'm
okay. That brings me very nicely onto this question, Scouter Stan. Your tea. Where are we going? This way. I'll move over here. If you had to make your tea using our grid reference,
I see which one matches.
Oh, that's quite milky, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is a milky.
I did put a little milk in it. It's a big cup. So, gosh,
we're looking at maybe
that's like a 3C maybe.
yeah. That is a lot.
I normally put a little bit less, but this was a little hot, and I wanted to drink it.
That's impressive.
This is an old Doctor Who cup that got washed, so you can barely see it, but there's a TARDIS on here somewhere, and but it got washed, and all the stuff that was on the outside came off. So as my penance, it's my cup now.
Right. I've just got to check these ones. We've got B2. Let's get that back up. B2. Okay, that's dark.
Yeah.
And then we've got another one by Star. She's saying B3. Yep. Justin is saying B3. Yeah, I would agree. Maybe.
Yeah.
Must be an American thing. And are you going to tell me that you use cold water as well? You don't use boiling hot water?
Oh, I use boiling water. I have a kettle, and I heated it up and put it right on the tea bag. And they got those little pyramid tea bags, which I love. I've always drank that tea. It's excellent one.
I'm impressed, guys. We're gonna got about another 5 minutes in this interview. So if you want to ask Scouter Stan any kind of question in regards to American Scouts, what they're doing, one thing I'm really confused about is the arrow. We don't have that. We don't have that in England. We don't have that. We have, I guess,
Order of the Arrow.
The highest that we have is the Chief Scout Gold Award.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get the certificate, that's it. You don't have to prove. But you guys have to sit against the board and a committee and everything, don't you?
It is involved as far as becoming an Eagle Scout. There is a process. There's an Eagle project. Once that project is completed, then they go through a Scoutmasters conference, which is pretty hard. And then there's a board of review that's done. And that has, it's a review to make sure that the Scout understands the program. That's it in essence. There are a lot of different Eagle mentorings that can go on to help Scouts go from that life rank to the Eagle Scout rank. So there's a lot more to that. As far as the Order of the Arrow, that's not something that is, it's not oriented towards a rank. It is something that Scouts get involved, usually as a youth. And the Order of the Arrow is a brotherhood of cheerful service, and they do a lot of service projects for the council, the districts, and for the community. So they do a lot of extra stuff. They usually have a flap that goes on this pocket, and I'm in the Tipasaw Lodge, which is, it's all Native American motif. It's all based on the Lenape Indians that lived in the Delaware area up north, and that's kind of where this whole thing came from. Is that idea? It's involved. I mean, there's quite a few videos that I've done about the Order of the Arrow.
I guess your Eagle Scout is equivalent to our Queen Scout Award, I guess.
Right.
I guess. I assume so.
That's this one right here. That's my Eagle. Then in Cub Scouts, there's the Arrow of Light, which is part of the process of finishing Cub Scouts. And then the different knots are all the ones on the bottom row I earned when I was youth. And then all the ones above there. Yeah, this is kind of the different achievements that you see on adult leaders. You have to be over 18 to have them on your uniform. And that's why adult leaders don't have anything on the pocket, because the pocket is reserved for the youth.
And that left pocket here is where the World Scout badge goes. I should have worn my uniform.
There you go. They put it up here. They put it up here, and then Americans. I know. We choose different places. It's gotta be different things in different areas. And
all right, some questions coming in for you, Scouter Stan. What's your favorite campfire song?
I don't think it's. There's several that I dislike. I often have to check my shoes back at the tent. I normally go to the top. There's one campfire song. Everyone knows it here. Hey, my name is Joe.
Joe.
Do
you have that as well?
We do that at Cub Scouts.
That's when I go to the toilet.
A lot of songs with the Cub Scouts, and the Cub Scouts
press that button.
Yeah, they do all they like all that exercise. There's a banana song that I can't
I love banana.
Yeah. There's
I know the
Cub Scout songs that I just the songs I guess the biggest one, we sang one that was unusual at Wood Badge. During our Wood Badge staff development, we had a campfire, and we sang I can't remember the name of the actual song. I'm not going to
sing it.
No.
We'll play a game. Name
that miserable tune. Oh my gosh. No. But I can remember that, and it was very meaningful. It was.
So we have the one we finish in my troop that I learned off a very good friend of mine called Terry Longhurst. He's like my scout mentor. It's called Kumbaya.
Yep, that's a classic. That's
so you sing the whole song, and in the last verse you hum.
There you go.
Then the scout leader will stand up. Everyone shines their torches up to make what we call cathedral of light up in the canopy of the trees. That's the only time you're allowed to put your torches on around the campfire. Shine them up, and it's amazing. It's like stars kind of thing. Then the scout leader stands up and just says, "The scout on my honor, I promise to do my best, to do my duty to God and to Queen, to help other people, and to keep Scout law." The first time I heard that, my friend Terry Longhurst did it.
Wow!
I bawled my eyes out. I didn't know it was. It was amazing. Those are
fantastic moments when those things happen. Just put it in your pocket.
Exactly. so I always do that. It's like the last thing. When you're like, what about that song? What about that song?
Scout Vespers. That's another one that a lot of troops that I worked with have incorporated as their closing.
Penguin song. Penguins attack. Do you know that one?
We did all of those we do those here.
Bob the Goldfish. I don't know Bob the Goldfish. I'm not sure what that one.
We do Shark, Baby Shark.
Baby Shark. Before it got famous, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes,
before
we did that for years and years. And then
5 chocolate eclairs. Is that for dinner, Maggie? I don't know. Are you telling us what you're having for that? I don't know about that one. But yeah,
eclairs.
I'm not sure. But yeah, campfire is like another thing, isn't it? That unites all the scouting.
I like the idea of all the torches being up in the air and then with the smoke from the campfire,
It's amazing.
kind of
Scout stand.
illuminates it. And I'm thinking, because I'm from a Tipasaw Lodge, which is the red teepee, and this makes a teepee shaped thing over the fire. So I'm thinking, ooh, I could use that for an OA thing.
I love it. I love it. Love it. You learn something new every day. Scoutistan, did you attend the World Scout Jamboree back in 2019?
Ooh, I really, really, really wanted to. Unfortunately, I was in Canada at the time. So I wasn't available.
Okay.
That was an unfortunate. I really wanted to go there. I have been to national jamborees. I believe the 2019. That wasn't that. I'm trying to remember. 2019, was that the one in Japan?
No, it was in America.
Oh, okay. All right. I get them all mixed up.
Because it got quite political, if I remember.
Yeah.
Because of
Yes.
Trump being in there. And I know from the UK, quite a lot of scouts are kind of like, I'm not going to America because of Trump. It got very political.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, you know, scouting precedes all of that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
we just give you good morals so you can base good decisions on it.
Exactly.
So.
Joshua, well done for getting your Queen Scout Award. Excellent. Well done. And presented by the Queen. That is, oh man, what an honor. That's really cool.
Now they actually have a ceremony at where
Windsor Castle.
At Windsor. Wow.
And every year, the Queen Scouts, only the Queen Scout, and I'm so jealous about this. I don't really have much jealousy, but there's one or two things that I get jealous about. Is that only the Queen Scout Awards go to Windsor Castle, parade around the royal family, whoever that might be, the Queen. Prince Philip has been there a few times.
Yeah.
Catherine, now she's one of the Scout presidents, so she's there, and you're like, oh my, it's just amazing, beautiful.
That's amazing. I mean, they don't have something like that. We do ceremonies here for Eagle Scouts that are incredible. I've seen some that are really elaborate, and I've seen ones where they just open an envelope.
Yeah, just hand it to you. Scoutistan, do you know this Campfire? This one here, I Never Go to Heaven. Do you know that one?
Never Go to Heaven. No.
I need to learn this one because I can only remember bits of it. It is one of the most funniest. I never go to heaven in the baked tin, and it talks about Arcala's size of her bra and all sorts of. There's some very funny verses. Wow. I'll send you a link to a very good YouTube.
Well, we had in the States, we had to clean up a lot of songs because we started singing songs that were not what they said was Scout appropriate. Now. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cub Scouts, they love those songs. In fact, before all that happened, I was a Cub master, and I taught.
Do not sing.
I taught a entire pack of Cub Scouts the Booger in the Sugar song, and it became insane because parents were calling me saying, "Why did you teach my kid that?" and getting upset, and I'm like, "Well, yeah." There's not much I can do. I mean, it was actually part of the presentation. It was a joke. But you know, it just got out of control. So we had to cut out a lot of those. Yeah. No, we couldn't get away with bra. We couldn't say the word bra in there. No.
Wow. Yeah. The Yogi Bear, I love it. Love that.
It's that Puritan thing.
Nobby Hall's a good one, but maybe I don't know that one, Mark. Nobby Hall. Not sure. But yeah, again, it's all about songs that are not deemed politically correct these days, and can offend some people. But
I have no idea who makes that decision. I have no idea. But
Elders, I like that one.
A lot of songs.
That's a good one. I like this one. Elders. Yeah. So guys,
the Campfire song. What was it? The My eyes are dimmed. I cannot see.
See, my Barney lies over the. I'm not allowed to sing it, apparently.
That's another one.
My Barney lies over the sea. Dee, 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 dee. And I always like, go back to the tent and then you think, that's another song I remembered. That's another song I remember. But
yeah.
And I think the Campfire, as people here, we're all messing around. We're all scouts, and but we can't sing at all. But around the campfire, you know what? That's the whole point. It's just having a bit of fun, you know.
Well, we always call it the key of L. Loud and lousy. Yeah, that's the way you sing it.
Love it. You got to do it, haven't you? Yeah. Quartermaster store. That's a good one. That's a good one. Guys, we've got 2 or 3 more minutes. If you want to get a question to Scouter Stan about America, not about America, about American scouting.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I'm going to tell this story because me and Stan, we spoke just before we came live here, just had a bit of a catch up on what we've been up to. And Stan was telling me a very interesting story about Reunion. Okay. Because, Reunion here's it got announced about 2 weeks ago that we're going back virtual. It's online. It's not a physical thing. We're not going to talk about that because it's done. It's a boring question about, do I believe that we should have a virtual one? Let's not talk about. What I want to talk about is that Stan was telling me that his dad used to go to Reunion all the time.
Yeah.
But he never went to Reunion in America. He would go to Canada. Because I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Because in America, Reunion for leaders, yeah. In England, we can drink alcohol because there are no young people there. In Canada, you can drink alcohol at Reunion, but in America, you can't.
No.
So he used to go to Canada for a Reunion.
And
Love it.
I remember that he would always go to Canada and have all the patches and everything from whatever council he was in, and he would take them up there and then bring back all kinds of different world patches and things and trade patches. It was the reunions that he would go to, and he always had this wooden box that I was not permitted to open as a kid, and I ended up with that box when he passed away. This was many years ago. I opened up the box and it's full of flasks, literally, that have wood badge stuff on them. So yeah.
Oh dear.
It's a different. Scouting is different everywhere you go
around the world. Yeah, exactly. John is asking, do you have plenty of leaders in America?
No, we need more. We always need more.
Yeah.
We need parents to start stepping up and really getting involved and being a part of their youth's unit. We have in the past few years, we have gone from being Boy Scouts of America to Scouting BSA, and we have moved. And it's kind of strange that it says Scouts BSA because that's Boy Scouts of America. So it's kind of 2 names. The reason they did that is we have girl troops. As a unit commissioner, I actually have 2 girl troops that are run by the youth that are all girls. And it's the exact same program that the boys do. So we have girl troops and boy troops. So there's a little bit of confusion about that to this day. Even here in the United States, those 2 groups are amazing. Okay. they do a lot of the same things. I was even on the Eagle Board of Review for one of the young ladies that became an Eagle Scout. So that, and believe me, I've asked tough questions at that Board of Review of male youth. And I did the same with this female, and she actually answered the questions much better. So she's more qualified, in my opinion, than anybody else. So she definitely had earned that award. So that was one of those things. Cool. And that's one of the big things in the States that have changed, is that we had Girl Scouts, which was another company. It's a for-profit company that was running the Girl Scouts. I believe over there the British call it guides.
Girl Guides. Yeah.
So there was a separation between the 2 in the States, and now that we have that, we have girl troops. Girls can go from Cub Scouts. They actually are in dens in the Cub Scout girl dens, and they move through the Cub Scout program and then go into a girl troop. So, and it gives them tons of opportunity to do a lot of different things, everything from whitewater rafting to mountain climbing, you name it. So that's the wonderful thing about it all.
Brings me on to a very good question. I see Damien Scout Campsite here. Love this Scout campsite. because it's a very back to basic campsite. Yeah, it's how would you describe it? Like a no thrills campsite. So there's no activities there. It's fields and woods, lots of survival badges and that kind of thing. What would be your not maybe favorite, but what's your best kind of camp? Do you like a back to basics camp? Do you like to go and do activities? What? Not for the troop.
Oh, for me, I personally like the Hilton. No,
that's where Bear Grylls got in trouble.
Nice hotel, baby. But for camping, we have some great opportunities in the United States. We have high adventure areas. I was, as a child, I have photographs of me actually at Philmont at 4 months old. So as a baby at Philmont, because my dad was a professional and that's where they did a lot of the training was out there. So New Mexico is a beautiful place. There's mountains and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Very primitive. Some of the trails. When I was a youth, I went out there. We also have the Northern Tier, which is way up in Minnesota. It's way up near Canada, and they do canoe trips through the islands there, the Thousand Island area. So it's amazing. And then here in Florida, we have Key West, which has our sea base. And the sea base is awesome. They've got a double-masted sailing ship there. You can go fishing. There's even one adventure that I know of a troop that did it called, I called it Gilligan's Island. It's where they take the troop to the island and drop off their food and say, see you in a week.
Wow. Awesome.
It's kind of a castaway thing, you know?
Yeah. So, love that.
They got some great adventures, very high-end adventures that they do. So that's excellent. That's stuff that they do here in the States. A lot of the camps that are in the United States that are camp school certified, a lot of them have everything from BB guns, rifle shooting, handguns, everything, all the shooting sports you could ever imagine, all the bows and arrows, adalats, which is like a spear kind of thing. They even do axe throwing. So some of these camps do a lot of very dangerous sports, but they're done in a scout way, so they're totally safe. So that's the really neat thing about scouting at these camps. And they have camps all over the place, and they do everything from rock climbing, mountain climbing, rappelling, you name it. And of course the waterfront and crafts. Oh my gosh. Don't be near if your campsite is near the crafts, you want to move, because all that pounding of the metal
yeah.
Oh my, yes. So, but there's a lot of different camps throughout the United States. And I know a lot of units here in the States that are planning on going to Scotland and visiting there. And I know a lot of the people in Europe that are coming to the States. So look into it. There's a lot of really good camps.
Yeah,
throughout the United States and in Europe too. So
Andy's saying, in fairness, it doesn't matter what type of camp, as long as you have fun. That's the
number
one rule, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Star saying she did Camp America in St. Augustine, Florida. Best experience ever. 2 questions, and then we're gonna wrap this awesome interview with Scouter Stan. I need to know an exact percentage on this one, Stan.
Okay.
What's your ratio between parent leaders, homegrown leaders, and others? Good question.
Others. What do you mean by others? Is that siblings?
I guess that means people like me that have come up from the outside with no scouting experience that have just want to volunteer, which I've seen quite a lot. I've had quite a few volunteers, emails from people, particularly like during COVID and stuff, actually want to give it back to the community. I guess that's what Jonas means by others.
Others, well, that would say that's probably the lowest percentage. Would be the other. As far as people that were in it as youths getting back into it, I know that when I got back into it, my job had changed. The 9/11 happened, and my job in South Florida, where I traveled all over the world, that changed. So we moved back to Orlando, And I got back involved in it, thank goodness, because I begged my son to join scouting for a long time, and he was kind of hesitant. And he got into it as a Cub Scout, got his Arrow of Light. It was wonderful. But the parents that joined in were all former scouts like myself.
Okay.
And they all got into it. So I would say that's a pretty high percentage, at least 85 to 90%. So that needs to change. We need more other. We need more parents to be involved in it, because not everybody is gifted with this wonderful thing called scouting as a youth. And we need to change that. We need to get more adults involved, and they didn't have that experience. And like you with that barbecue, they just need the door to be opened a little bit,
just to show that little bit experience.
Yeah, just a little bit. And then, scouting is infectious.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
And they go. I mean, it is awesome. And that's the thing. You need to make sure that you get your parents involved. They need to be part of it. They're going to have a good time. They don't know that. They have no clue. They're going to have a great time.
And it's not all about making tea or whatever, isn't it? There's there's a whole load of roles, and it's making. But the advice that I learned years ago is, if you're asking for volunteers, make sure you've actually got a physical role for them. There's no point saying we need your help. We all need volunteers. But when they come forward and say, "Okay, Stan, I want to volunteer. I'm free Thursday. What do you want me to do?" And if you don't have an answer for them, then they're not going to help.
The key is you don't ask them, and let's step back a bit. A lot of parents don't get involved because they're never asked. That happens. That actually happens.
100%. They did a survey. Right. In UK Scouting, and they said to parents, "Why have you not stepped forward?" And they said exactly that. We were never asked.
The thing is, when you, as a scout leader, see a position that parents can join in on, you need to specifically say, "I need you to come here and barbecue." Okay, I need you to come here and do tea service or something. Okay, be very specific on what you're asking them to do. Don't just say, "I need a volunteer," because nobody's going to stand up. I mean, all the parents are going to step, except the one who's not paying attention. They're all going to step back one step. Okay. So, and that one standing out front ends up with it. So no, that's not the game. We need to be very specific about what we ask our parents to do.
So Jonas is saying he read that almost 40% of UK leaders are homegrown. Is that true? Sounds impressive. I would probably say maybe higher. I don't know, Scoutistan.
I would think a little. It's probably, that's on the shy side. I would say in the United States, it's probably 80%.
Yeah, I was thinking. I would definitely think that's quite a low number. Definitely. When I was involved in a county training module online or whatever, and we played it more or less like a stand-up, when everyone stands up and you have to sit down, of how you join the scouting movement. I was the last person standing out of 30 people to say that I was the outsider, and it's amazing.
Wow.
But yeah, how we break that.
The others, we need to ask them to do specific jobs for your unit. So if you're doing something with your unit, there's so many different positions that adults can be a part of, and it's all behind the scenes. I did a video about stage or scout facing or backstage. There are many positions for adult leaders to be involved in. Most of them are backstage. They think that when you ask for a leader to join or to get an adult to do that, they want you to be the scout master or
they want to wear a uniform.
That is a very small percentage, and you want those people to also be in there, but they're going to go through the training and the actual certifications that are required. That's something that they're going to do because they're scout facing.
And that's what puts people a lot off is the whole wearing of a uniform. It's not the most trendiest thing to be wearing. All the training, and everyone's got busy lives and stuff like that, and they want to find out actually what can scouting give me, and that was a new thing I learned actually years ago. Not many people had volunteering during the week. Hardly anyone did anything, but now people are doing so much every day, and the society that we live in now, people want to get things for free. They don't really want to give out for free. They don't want to give. They want free stuff all the time. So the new way of selling it to get volunteers is to say what scouting can give you.
Free training.
Absolutely. So it's free training. You can get, your first aid certificates, that kind of thing, teamwork, and you can get some amazing experiences. You can go abseiling for free, and all these kind of things.
There's very few. You're involved with scouting in the States. There's very few requirements. They do a background check through the police and all that stuff. Yep. They do a background check because we want leaders that we can trust with kids.
Absolutely.
And then we also have youth protection. We have youth protection training that has to be kept up to date. It's a certification that's done online.
Yep.
It is something that's important for the safety of our kids. After that, you're just going to go have a great time. You're going to go to summer camp. You're going to go camping. They're going to have a good time. You're going to be part of that. It's a wonderful thing. Definitely get.
But I love, for me, it's about not just those experiences, but the friendships I've made from scouting. Like my honest, true friends that I really know they're always going to be there, all scout leaders. And yeah, they're amazing. Last question, Scoutistan. We were talking about it earlier on. You asked me about how far is Gilwell Park from my house. And
oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. I am jealous.
It's about an hour.
Everybody in the States is jealous of Gilwell Park. I mean, we always think we sing songs about it. Okay, we are very obsessive about Gilwell Park and being so close. I cherish this box that was given to me by a very large troop, and it's actually my beads from Gilwell. So this is one of my I rarely even take it out of the box. And it's beautiful. And then you've got pieces of the tree.
I popped them in my back. I knew we were going to, and I thought I'd leave them on the side, but this isn't because actually the official oak tree isn't the one that people think it is on the training field. It's another one down by the car park. But a few years ago at reunion, one of the oak trees snapped down. We managed to get one of the branches, and I did start. That's as far as I got with my own personal.
I can't reach it.
But no, Scoutistan, here's my question for you. This book here,
yeah,
Scouting for Boys.
Yes,
this very book was written 20 minutes away from my house in the windmill. There's a Wimbledon windmill. That's 20 minutes. I tell
people about that all the time. I talk about the windmill that the scout. I have little chunks of. Not the actual document, of course, but I have a photograph of the actual scout law or scout promise written out in Baden-Powell's hand. I have actual PDFs of that, and that was written in that windmill. So it's right down the street from you.
20 minutes drive for me. Scoutistan.
Such history. I love it. Absolutely. I tell people that that was written in the windmill area where all that is, and they don't believe me.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a lovely little windmill, and you can go up there. You can go up to the.
It's still there today.
It's open to the public. So actually, if anyone is watching this vlog, it's if you go to just Google Wimbledon windmill, Wimbledon Common. Andy said you can tell you hate him, Stan.
I'm jealous.
Dear.
Mark and I are friends. Okay.
Yeah. Scout leaders are friends.
Friendly.
Friendly, not friend. Friendly. Yeah. Absolutely. Scoutistan, we're coming up to 1 hour and 10 minutes. I know it's a bit later. It's what is it? 10:10 here in London.
It's 4 o'clock here in the afternoon.
It's early days for you. It's still early. Still early days. We've done a live. We were talking about this. Some of our live sessions going for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I'm not planning that today.
No.
And he said, I'm also Mark's friend, but I regularly tell him I hate him. Oh. Man, God, I'm getting the
Now,
hate tonight.
a scout is friendly, so you got to be courteous and kind. Okay, that's
Exactly.
it's all a part of it, you know.
Scoutistan, it's been a pleasure to finally get a hold of you.
Awesome.
And it's great. I love your channel. You're doing some really good things. If you want to check out Scoutistan's YouTube channel, I'll put the link in just a little bit in a few moments.
Yeah.
And you can learn so much, not just about American scouting, but some of the stuff that Scoutistan talks about fits us here in England as well.
Yeah.
And it's an honor, and I will be sending you. You meant to take it.
Fantastic.
We should have
posted.
We should have like fixed this when I send it to you, and then you could have just taken it out and just.
Oh, that would have been cool. Next time, you always got to leave something for next time.
Yeah, we'll get some of these in the post to you, and get that international friendship going again, guys. Cool.
That's awesome.
Guys, once again, big round of applause for taking some time out for Scoutistan. It's been great. And you can get back. He was just telling me that outside your window, you can watch the NASA rockets.
Yes. And we hear them when they come back, when the SpaceX land, the first stage, we can actually hear the sonic booms where I live. So
all I hear is Heathrow Airport where the planes come over. Does that count?
No.
No.
These things are gone into space.
Guys, once again, thank you very much, Scoutistan. It's been a pleasure. And guys, thank you very much for checking out. Thank you for all the questions you've been sending in for both of us. And until the next time, guys, take care. Bye-bye.